Why am I on the wrong camera? Sorry. Hello, everybody. It's Monday. It's August 31st, and I am here in the living room with Bebop and her little Weebops, all seven. Bessie finally went outside, as far as I'm aware. This is the first time Bessie's gone outside. That's her in the middle there. Everybody else wants to block the camera, though, by going in and out of the door. So, pretty exciting to see Bessie finally decided to join her family outside. They've all been out this morning. And also, let's see, news. There's not too much news. If you guys want what news there is, just go to our website. It's kitten.academy. There's no W's, there's no comms. It's just kitten.academy. Check out our latest blog post. There's some great photos there. And there's only one piece of news that's not there in some form or another. And that piece of news is that last night I got the list of approved adopters for these kittens from DAWS, from the Danbury Animal Welfare Society. That's the shelter that we work with to bring in mom cats and to get the kittens adopted. So, yeah, we got the list of the approved adopters. So now we know who they're going to, and we also know what pairings or groups they are going in, which is, I think, the best news. And I unfortunately don't have it entirely committed to memory yet. So I can't tell you everything, but I can tell you something that I know everybody has been wondering, and that is that Bessie and her mom, Bebop, are going to be together forever. They're getting adopted together, Bessie and her mom. And our person at Dawes told me that they sort of encouraged the adopter to make the right choice on that, and I'm so glad that they did. And when I say they, I mean the adopter. I'm so glad the adopter decided to adopt the two of them together. They're going to be wonderful together. We all know it. We know that's going to be a great pairing. And and I was just hanging out with both of them, and Bebop lets me hold her like a little kitten, which is something that her adopter probably shouldn't expect to do on the first day. But, give it a couple weeks with the baby food and hanging out, and she'll totally let anybody do that. She is a big softie. So really, really excited about that news. The other ones, I don't, you know what? I don't want to say because I'd probably mess something up and I don't want to do that. But if you are on our Discord, the Discord server that we run for our Patreons, they're all posted in the announcements, so you can check it out there. Bessie, do you know how to get back in? It's a lot bigger step from the outside than it is from the inside. I think maybe you can even see that the floor is lower outside than inside, so she's got to step up pretty big to get back in. But I know she can do it. She can jump and everything. We've seen her jumping in and out of the litter boxes and that basket hammock thing and just all kinds of stuff. I can also tell you. Oh, yeah. Okay. So somebody just reminded me of something before I get into it. Tennis Onion. I'm glad that you said what you just did about how you wanted Bessie and Bebop, because that reminds me, I really wanted to just sort of apologize to everybody because who's meowing? Is that you, Benny? Yes, it is you. Hi. Anyway, I sort of wanted to just kind of apologize to everybody, or more just show some sympathy, because I know that so many of you wanted to be the approved adopters for so many of these kittens. And there weren't enough kittens in this litter for everybody that wanted to adopt, which is, by the way, from my perspective, the best problem that we could ever have. It really shows. I mean, this entire YouTube channel exists for one reason. In the end, that one primary reason is to get these kittens adopted by getting them extra exposure, and everything else on top of that is just bonus. It's just gravy. The fact that we have in this round, we had so many more applicants than adopters, I think is great, but it also means that a lot of people were probably a little sad that they didn't get to adopt the kittens. So I apologize for that. I sympathize with you. I know exactly how that can feel, and I know it's not a great feeling, but I also have complete faith, and I hope you do too, that the people at the Danbury Animal Welfare Society do their best to get these kittens into the very best homes that they can choose for whatever reasons that they decide to make those decisions. They go through the applications and they decide what they think is going to work out the best. And I have tremendous faith that that they have made good decisions on all of that. So that said, you guys don't have to worry about them going away right away, because even though we've got the list of approved adopters, none of those adoptions are going to happen until the very earliest, the 20th of September, because they're getting their spays and neuters. Half of them are getting their spays and neuters on the 10th, and the other half are getting their spays and neuters on the 14th. And as you know, then after that, it takes us 10 days before they can have their sutures out. I don't remember if anybody adopted Artie, or I think someone did adopt Artie by himself, which isn't to say he's going to live by himself. They're all going to have other cat companions, but I think Artie's going to make some new friends at his new house. I'm trying to remember. And my point there was just that for boys, that they don't have to wait 10 days. They can give it a couple days and maybe pick up Artie right after if they want. Right after being, a day or two. By the way, Bessie made it back in on her own. Very good. So for boys, it doesn't take that long. But for girls, we've got to wait 10 days after the spay so that we can have the sutures out. Our vet likes to use external sutures. I know it's kind of old-fashioned, but we love our vet so much that we want her to do things the way that she's most comfortable with. And that's what she's comfortable with. So 10 days. I hear Loganberry, don't I? No? Okay, I wasn't. Maybe that was just Indy. I was concerned that Loganberry had come over the fence, but I don't think he did. Let's just take a quick look to make sure. No, okay, good. Anyway, yeah, so 10 days after the 10th or 10 days after the 14th, depending on which day the kittens go in, will be when the girls are eligible to be picked up by their adopters. We do make some exceptions. If the adopter wants to schedule that suture removal with their own vet, we'll allow that as long as they have it on the books before they come to pick up the kitten. But nobody's taken us up on that yet, and that's fine too. Yeah, so that's the story. They'll be here until at least the 20th, and some of them will be here until the 24th, most likely. And some of them will be here even after that, because not everybody picks up their kittens on the very first day that they're eligible. That's fine. We've even kept some for weeks because people couldn't come pick them up for one reason or another. Yes, Sarah, yes. Lori, mama of four, if you remember, there was a person that wrote in a charming letter on our mailbag. It's the mailbag that's up on YouTube as the one with no second part. And I can't tell you exactly where in the mailbag the letter is, except it's somewhere near the beginning, because we always start with the letters. But there's a letter that I read in the mailbag with no second part that was from a Sarah, who wrote the most wonderful letter about how she wanted to adopt, it was Vinny and Ira, I believe. And I did forward that Vinny and Ira letter from Sarah to the Danbury Animal Welfare Society. I can't tell you whether that's what had I can't tell you whether it made a difference, but I can tell you that, yes, Sarah's going to get her kittens. And I'm pretty excited about that, because that letter was charming. And Pat says it was about 11 minutes into that video, so that sounds about right. I was going to say about 10 minutes, and it's somewhere around there, but yeah, it was really charming, and I'm glad that is going to work out for her. What else is news? Yeah, let me apologize for not having had any close-ups the last several days. Of course, the last 2 days over the weekend, we didn't do any because we had mailbags both days, and we don't generally do mailbag and a close-up on the same day unless there's something amazing going on. Then before that, we couldn't have any close-ups because our internet connection was not completely down, but extremely compromised. And the good news is that Spectrum came by and fixed it up. So now we're all back to normal, and everything is happy, and hopefully it stays that way, because not being able to do the streaming and stuff is a big issue, especially with our big Crunchyroll thing coming up this weekend. I was freaking out that we wouldn't have enough internet after Crunchyroll. They went so they. I just can't say enough nice things about what wonderful human beings there are at Crunchyroll that wanted us to be featured during their expo, which is this weekend. And I was panicking. I've panicked a couple times about that because they were talking to me before our big week-long power outage. And the whole time the power was out, one of the things that I was freaking out about is that the Crunchyroll people would be like, look, we like you guys, but we can't stick with you because you can't stay online, and we really need somebody to be there during our expo for the kittens. And I knew that when the power came back on, I'd be getting an email to that effect, but I didn't. In fact, I wrote to them. They wrote to me, and they were like, we understand these things happen. We really like you guys, and we're certainly not going to, discount you because of something that's out of your control, like the power. I just thought it was such a nice human response from, Crunchyroll is a big company in the end, but their people are people, and they're really good people. So I really like them. That's my point, and I'm really glad that our internet's back up so that we can give them a good show during the Crunchyroll Expo, and then they can in turn help us get even more kittens adopted, which is again the whole point. I don't know what just happened to our focus. Focus, hey. That was my custard shirt that I'm wearing today. So, Maggie, don't do it, Maggie. Don't come over the fence. Don't open the fence. You come in here. It's just going to be strife. I think you know that by now. So, yeah, you can check out the Crunchyroll right now. Crunchyroll is the anime streaming site. And if you look for, just Google for the Crunchyroll, it's one word, Crunchyroll Expo. And if you Google for that, they have a whole website set up about the Crunchyroll Expo. Or, again, go to our website, kitten.academy, and in our most recent blog post, I do link directly out to it, so it's easy for you to get to that way. If you check them out, it may or may not be your thing, but I definitely approve of the fact that they're doing such a great thing for us, and it is kind of my thing. I've been a sort of a closet anime fan my whole life. And not something I talk about too often, especially because years ago, I think it was a little more stigmatized as a fandom than it is today. Now it's a huge thing that like everybody's into. But back then, it wasn't quite the same way. Of course, we also had a much more limited selection, too. I had to watch Robotech on TV, and man, was that a disaster. Carl Masick set back anime in the United States decades, I think. He took like 3 different shows and mashed them together and cut it all up and tried to make it into one coherent thing, and it wasn't. And that's what we got. It was Robotech. So thank you, Carl Masick. That's all I'm saying, with a lot of heavy sarcasm. Not my point. The point was the Crunchyroll people are awesome, and I love them for helping us out like this. And I hope that we that it turns out to be something that their fans like enough for it to seem worthwhile to them, because then they'll do that sort of thing in the future too. You got your ear flipped up there, Vinny. Okay, you want some help, pal, Vinny? He's just going to run through the tunnel if I try to get his ear out here. Let me help. There, that's the way it goes. How do you like that? Okay, then. Let's see. I think last time we talked, Ira had taken a tumble. You guys don't eat the little fibers from the fake tree. They love playing with these things. They're basically little strings. I think they're digestible. They're actual plant fibers, so it's not going to hurt anything too much if they eat them, but we don't need that, do we? Let's see. I was just saying, I think last time we talked that Ira had taken a tumble, and if we can find Ira... Are you Ira? No, you're not Ira. You're Artie. I have trouble telling them apart if I can't see their collar. You are Ira. What I wanted to say was that Ira is doing really well. You can still see just a tiny bit of a limp from her when she walks, but it's minor. I don't think you'd notice it if you hadn't been aware that it was there. I guess I'm not going to make her get up and show us, but she's doing great. And that's good news. We like that. And, hi, Tiny Ira. Hi, Tiny Ira. You're so sweet. Oh, that was the other thing I was going to mention, was that last night Vinyl spent the night in the spa with me just for kicks, just because we could. And first off, Vinyl got to spend a little bit of time with Custard, who's home right now. And Custard spent the first little while in there, and they got along fine. And in fact, Custard really wanted to play with a kitten and did get to play with Vinyl just a little bit. And it worked out pretty well. I was surprised that Vinyl, first off, is just a perfect reaction to Custard's sometimes intense playing, which is at first to be, play back a little bit, and then when it got to be too much, would be a little passive and just let Custard win, as it were. And then when that got to be too much, would start hissing a little. But just had a really, really delicate progression that I think will make Vinyl friends with the kittens that Vinyl is going to be living with at her new house, because Vinyl's a real sweetie. So, and then Vinyl spent most of the rest of the night snuggled up under the blankets because it was very cold here last night. Well, I say very. It was like in the 50s, which is perfect sleeping weather. It's so great. I guess it must be getting into what must technically be fall. I see some leaves changing outside, and it's cool at night, and it's warm and during the day. It's the perfect weather. I could just deal with this year round, and I would be a happy guy. So that's good too. A lot of things right now are coming up better than they have been. Things like the fact that our internet works, and our kittens are healthy, and the weather is nice. So a lot of things to be thankful for. Isn't that right? Oh, Bessie Pops. And the adopters, the wonderful, wonderful adopters, another thing to be very happy about. Bessie and Bibu together forever. What a great pair that is going to be. Hey, yeah, that's another thing that I should mention while we're talking, is that, what are you jumping at? There's nothing. Oh, there's a tiny little spot on the wall. That's on my list of things to do, is to clean the walls, but even that, look at that. This is what you're jumping up to get. It's smaller than my fingers, just a little scuff mark. Too silly. What was I about to say? I was about to say that we had the black mom cat that was here last week has gone to Dawes, and I know a lot of our fans have been calling her Void, which is, I think, a great name, but that her official name at the Danbury Animal Welfare Society is Tessa. So you can look her up as Tessa. This is another thing that I mentioned on our website, Kitten.Academy, and there are also links from our website. Well, actually, I don't think that link is there yet, but there's pictures of her. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful photos of her. She'll be up for adoption at the Danbury Animal Welfare Society, and I hope somebody does apply for her, because she is a sweetheart, really. She's been through a lot, and she's a young kitten. She really is young. I think Tessa's probably less than a year. There's Bebop is outside on the thing. I don't think I can see her from the cat door. I would show you that way. Not exactly. A little bit there. There she is, barely. Anyway, Tessa's just really sweet, though. She's super loving, and I know she'd make a great companion to somebody. I got the impression, I didn't get to hang out with her too much and do too much testing or trials, but I got the impression that with just a tiny bit of work, she could probably get along with another cat, too. I didn't think it was going to be too much of a difficulty. But I can't promise that, because I didn't really get to check. So I don't know. Then May B is the other kitten that we need to cover. May B is still here. Bessie, do you think you're gonna get up there to your mom? Because I don't think you are. May B is still here too, and May B is a joy to me. I'm just loving having her here. She turned out to not be pregnant, as you know. She's the calico mom that we got that wasn't a mom, and she's staying here until her adopter can pick her up on the 16th. Oh, hang in there, Bessie. Oh, man, that was a real good try, though. That was a super good try, Bessie. I think her adopter's coming on the 16th to pick her up, I believe. I'm going off the top of my head. And she's going to stay with us until then, and every minute of that is going to be fun for me, and she's living in my office right now. So that's good. Well, now I can't see either of them. Oh, but you've got another one of these. These fibers keep coming off of this tree, and these kids love to play with them and eat them, and they're everywhere. Let me bring the vacuum cleaner in here and get these picked up. Boy, got a handful of them now. Oh, yeah. So I saw somebody asking about new mom cats. Now, as you know, there was a new mom cat that was going to come to us on Saturday, and I was saying she didn't even look pregnant in her pictures, and it turns out she was pregnant, and she had 5 kittens. Oh, she made it up, and we didn't see how. I'm sorry. The new mom cat that was supposed to come on Saturday had her kittens, and therefore can't go on the transport. They might put her on the transport when her kittens are a little older, but by then, this weekend, we expect to already have a new pregnant mom cat here. I'm sorry we can't see Bibu's head. That's as good an angle as I can get from here. Unless we just go and look through the door over here. Look at the two of them just sitting there together. How cute is that? You know, I would go outside, but I think we're going to totally lose our signal if we do. Of course, we've been on this long enough. Why don't we try it? And if I do lose it, then we'll just say it's over and it was fun while it lasted. And we'll do another one of these tomorrow. And if we don't, then that will be fun too. How do I even open this door though? There we go. Hi, you two. Hi, what are we doing out here? What? You said it. You two are very pretty. You're going to make a great pair together. Meow. How did you get up there, little Bess? Don't go up another level, because then she's going to want to follow you. And that's too high. Well, I guess it's not. Bessie knows what she's doing. Hi. Let me come around here, though. Let's do this over here. Hi. Oh, hi. You want some pettings? Look at how sweet she is. I was just telling everybody how sweet you are, but I can't reach you through these little tiny holes. We made this new cat run using a smaller wire because that way we could have kittens in it. Where with the cat run at the old house in Illinois, we used the big 2-inch by 3-inch holes, and I thought, you know, little kittens could squeeze through those. So we never let the kittens out unsupervised. We took them out once in a while, but we wouldn't just let them run around. Where with these now, the kittens can come out here anytime they want, and we don't have to worry about it. Bessie, you look real pretty in the sun. Well, kind of close to the sun, I should say. What are you doing? Oh boy, am I going to have to go in there and rescue you? Well, I guess she's got it. Uh-oh. That was Maggie. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Hey, 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 Bebop. Hey, hey. That's, no, not at me. Nope, that's enough. All right, gotta go.